Hey everybody, we are back with another opening video. This is going to be part one of, I think, two for this time. There's another one that's on its way. I don't have my ring light with me at the moment, so I'm kind of winging it on camera. Apologies if stuff doesn't really come out right. But for now, the first one, I've got 2 boxes, and there will be 3 boxes on the next batch. And I think I've already got a bunch behind that. But the 3 boxes are going to be quite a bit of things. So I'm just going to dig right into this and not waste a lot of time. One interesting thing, this has been kind of a trend. Anytime anything comes up through FedEx and it gets held for customs, it just takes forever. Even after it's cleared, it seems like those packages seem to sit a lot longer before they deliver them. Just something that I noticed recently dealing with FedEx and whatnot. Like this, so this was, I think, the last one that I shipped, and it was considerably before the first, and you'll notice that I'm not doing the first. And that's because the first one got stopped for customs, and it took 4 days before they even got a hold of me. And then after that, I think the last one that I had held by customs took another week after that before it shipped. So it ends up taking like a week and a half, 2 weeks, just because it got stopped for customs. I don't know if it just gets shoveled into a pile that, I don't know, whatever it is, it's a pain in the butt. But anyway, there's some pretty exciting stuff in this and the next batch, and we'll be looking at those. So first things first, I'm going to pull this right off the top. And I won't really go too much into detail about the history behind this, just in short that a cabinet was bought without a PCB, and the seller was kind of a dick about it when we found out that he gutted it just to use as a test board. When this is a dedicated game that normally you can't find, it's kind of a shitty thing. So we weren't even able to resolve anything with him. Luckily, one came up and I was able to buy it, so that cab should be able to live again. And I might I'll probably end up doing a video on it just because it's something more interesting from this era. So this is Touch to Uno. It was a Sega Naomi game that uses a touchscreen. It has a touchscreen overlay over the CRT, and just really interesting. The cab I have is technically Touch to Uno 2, but I'll take anything I can get. So that's that. And I'll do a video on it before putting it to its final destination or whatever. All right, so I think there's just also going to be a couple PCBs in here and not much else. So for this package, I had to ship it the way I did with fewer items in it, just because a lot of these items are really high value. So again, I'm keeping things within that $2,500 range. And I guess it's between $800 and $2,500 they had mentioned is where they start to, be difficult. Which is why I think some people maybe don't have problems, whereas I do. So again, not going to look at this really too much since I've gotten several before. This is just a new current gen 2DX PCB, which I've been collecting whatever I can get to supplement the cabs that I have coming in. I keep having to buy them. They're expensive. They jack up the price quite high on the cheaper quote-unquote junk or restoration cabs that I've been getting, but you have to make those expenses in advance sometimes if you want to survive in this industry doing this kind of stuff. Alright, next up, I think there's a couple, I'm assuming there's some of the control panels and marquees are in the other box since it's big and long, but I can already see in there one of the more exciting things out of this batch. It's still in the box. I don't remember what this is. I mentioned in the last video that half the time I get these, even if I look up what I have coming, I will forget by the time I open it. But this is pretty light, so let's see here. if this is the panel. Yep. Okay, so this is another. The last time I ordered one of these was a long time ago. I had a feeling that's what this was, but I didn't think it would fit in this box. So this is another Virtualon control panel for a Net City. I'm gonna leave it wrapped for the moment. This one's in great shape, but I ended up selling my pair of Virtualons to a friend of mine, something I told myself I would never do, and I had a spare stick. So now if I've got 2 sticks, at the very least I can restore 2 more cabs to be Virtualon, and then we can both have a pair. So, and I'm going to leave that wrapped for now just because I don't want to deal with that just yet. I'm not going to be working on it just yet. So. Okay, next up we've got some heavy stuff here. I think these are some cheaper panels that we got for, I want to say a Noir or a Lindbergh. I think Noir, because if I remember right, I still need some Lindbergh panels for a customer of mine, but I think these ended pretty cheap, and I picked, oh no, these are, well, there might be Noir, but there's also, these are some Vuelix FC panels, which is just in time. I've got the first few Vuelix FCs that I'm getting are coming in next week, so this gives me the opportunity, if I'd like, which would be nice, to see if I can swap these onto the FCs and give some better cabs to my customers. Now these are scratched up, they're used, they're nothing like amazing condition, but who knows. There's a little bit of rust on the back, like usual, but I actually don't remember what these ended for. They might have been a little more expensive, but whatever it is, they're worthwhile. These are the kind of parts that when you don't need them, you don't get them, but when you do need them, you can't get them. So when I can buy them, I usually buy them in advance. And a couple more panels here is 2 Vuelix Diamond Blue panels, also just in case when the Diamond Blues come in, if people need 1L panels for those. And I think from the pictures that they gave us, our Vuelix panels will, or our Vuelix Diamond Blues, actually most of them do happen to have the panel, so this isn't a problem. This might end up being extra, but good to have either way, especially if I end up buying more Diamond Blues. The Diamond Blues have been kind of hard to sell. Alright, so this here is going to end up being one of the more exciting things out of the entire batch. And I will open this all the way. Don't you go, no. Close this, push it out of the way. So this is a DDR-X button panel for the original style cabinets, the black J-cabs that everyone's used to seeing over here. Now this was something like $600–700. It was expensive. It's part of the reason why there's so few items in this batch. But I had finally decided my current cab I'm going to convert fully up to X and newer hardware. Before I was swapping back and forth. It was my Extreme cab when I went to events, but I had decided that it's better for me to leave that on Ace or something newer because I'll actually, it's going to get more play and use that way. And I've got another older cab that I'm restoring up from the ground up that I can put the old panel on, the old parts on. So first thing, like, I pretty much expected this, and I'll probably try and find a new decal. This is almost always the art is torn off and faded, so that's to be expected, but the bottom art's intact. We've got the USB ports that were legacy from DDR-X. I don't remember if any of the newer ones, but I think those were used for edits. I remember going to some of the arcades in Japan, and they just have USB drives hanging on the wall with edits on them that you can use. So anyway, there's that, and then on the back here, we've got here the PCB for the USB slots. And it looks like these have all fallen out, but that's fine. Yeah, so I mean, not much to say here other than this is pretty cool. It's kind of hard to get these. It looks like this corner is bent. I'll just bend that back, that's fine. Anyway, that's that. exciting there, because I've got the card readers. The WavePass readers took me a long time to get. They were really expensive. And then this, and then I think after that I have a Repro marquee on it, and I don't have an original Dragon hardware, and I don't have the back door to change, but I'm not too concerned about those. You know, this is already very well along, bringing it up to a newer style cab than I would be normally. The other thing I'm going to do actually is probably I'm going to take the pads off of that and put them on the other cab, since they're pretty well modded. They work well, but for the newer mixes, I'm going to do bracketless panels, just because I think it'll look better that way, and look and play better. Okay, so I wonder if this might end up just being this one thing, which, if I remember, it's only one marquee, so that's kind of a waste of, I mean, I guess they had to because of the size, but that'd be a bit of a waste of space on this, but it's alright, it is what it is. I had to do it. Sometimes I'm curious what it actually costs to, you know, if there's like a second package on one order from FedEx, if it really costs that much more. So, like, did I really pay an extra $150, $200 just to ship this one item or something? You know, I don't really know that, so. Anyway, yeah, this is just the one. So this is a Beastrover marquee, specifically with the marquee holder, which some of the cabs coming in don't have marquee holders at all. So I mainly got it for the marquee holder, not for the Beastrover marquee. I actually have brand new art sets that I haven't been using. I'm just holding on to for the right opportunity. But yeah, I got it mainly for the holder, so that, you know, maybe a cab that doesn't have a holder can now have a holder. And again, this is actually where I start to lose money on those cabs that I got, because getting the hardware, yeah, that makes sense. You should be able to provide the hardware if you get, if you buy a cab, or you should be able to have the option. But this artwork and stuff like that, the cost to get it here separately, buying it like as a single piece instead of with a cab, it's exorbitantly more expensive, and it starts to like make it not worth it financially. But again, that's not why I do it. I'm doing it because I want to help get more cabs over here. Anyway, that's it for the first two boxes. I'll be right back once the third set comes in, and we will open up the second half, which honestly is the second to third. There's a lot more stuff in there. There's a very big list. So, yep, we'll be back in maybe a week. All right, and we're back here. We've got the rest of our three boxes. The first two actually came the very next day, which I didn't expect because the tracking has been weird like that. The last one came the next day, and it looks like they had to repackage it. I don't know why, but it came in two separate FedEx boxes, and so it is what it is. But this one, I'm going to actually pull this down and show you. It's got this, they just took the label off of the original box and taped it on. So I don't know, maybe something happened, maybe they inspected it, I don't know. But here's the boxes that we've got to wrap up this video. I'm going to start with this big one so I can shuffle it out of the way. And then, yeah, so I'll say this, with all these big boxes coming in, like the hallway is kind of a pain in the ass to get boxes in and out of. So one of the big things that I've been really happy about having the house back to myself again is now I have clear space. This door that's behind me, you can't see it, but actually goes straight out into the front porch and allows me to just bring the boxes in and out. So now I can do that more conveniently out of my room. Which, if you remember, I think the last video, I was opening stuff in the living room because stuff was such a disaster from them moving and arranging things around and whatnot that I didn't want to be bothered to bring stuff all the way back here. So Okay, so we got this open. I'm gonna put this in front of me here like this, and I'm just gonna start chucking packing material off to the side. And so these boxes, there's a bunch of stuff in here that I got specifically for my Cirno themed guest room, and we'll get to those a bit at a time. But first off, this one, I think it looks like it's going to be some big chunky PCBs and not much else. I'm not going to look over these too hard, because I think like there's 3 or 4 of these, which are just Taito Type X3s. But specifically, they are Ultra Street Fighter 4 or Nessica Cross Live 2, both of which they use essentially the same dongle, same keys and stuff like that. So I got these specifically to convert to use NXL2. These are not getting sold along with my normal stock of X3s, or yeah, X3s. I don't know if I said X2 before. I meant X3s, but these are not going with my normal stock of X3s. These are actually the ones that I'm going to be operating. So, open. Yeah, there's nothing terribly special about them. This is just it's a Street Fighter 4. I believe this looks like it's going to be a third one. Yeah, this is just another X3, so throw that aside. And then this is a little bit lighter. Let's see, what does it say? Looks like this is a Reflect Beat, is what it says. And if I remember right, this is one of the ones, it's a motherboard that I can use as a donor for the beat streams. That or it was just really cheap, I don't remember. It was one or the other. Was the reason I picked this up. And I finally, as of recording this video, have started to unbox a lot of the PCBs and stack them just because they take up a little bit less space that way. And space is going to be at a premium with me emptying out the basement. I've got huge stacks of PCBs everywhere now. I'll take some pictures and post them on social media at some point. But yeah, it's getting pretty crazy. Okay, so here's this Reflect Beat PCB. Again, I don't think it's terribly exciting to show. It's just even the same thing that you see on Yahoo Japan all the time. So there's that. And then the last item in this box is our first Cirno-related item. So open this up. And basically what I did was like, alright, I'm ready to theme out my room, or the guest room, and I just typed in a search for Cirno, went all the way through and picked up everything that I thought was interesting. So this is a hand-drawn piece of art, which is cool. Some of these I paid in the range of like 20 to 50 bucks for, but this one's cool. This will go up on the wall and whatnot. But I was like, if I can get some original works, that would just, do an extra step into making, like, theming out the room, like, even better. So anyway, that's our first piece of art there. I know I just chucked it aside. It's firmly in there and with a nice cardboard backing, so it's not going to get damaged. But that's pretty cool. So I'll set that right here for now, and let's do this first repacked box. Actually, kind of a pain to get into. So I have a personal box coming as well, and one of those annoying things about FedEx is as soon as your package gets stopped for customs, they could, when they release it, it could be a day, it could be a week before they start, you know, before it ships on to its next, you know, the next step, like after it clears. I actually have the very first package I shipped. I shipped 3 sets of packages. The first one was personal, so that's, I'm not doing a video on that one in particular, but then there was these 2 sets, the package of the 2 and the 3. But that first one, it had a customs thing. I took care of it, immediately took care of it, and it's been sitting in Oakland for the last week and hasn't moved, which, that's pretty annoying. So it's like, it's not worth trying to estimate when this stuff comes in. Anyway, so it looks like there's a bunch more Cirno goods in here, and among some other things, there's this, so this is one of the Tunithim plush that I don't have for the Tunithim penguin, so I picked up that. And let's see, we've got this really light box here. And all the Cirno stuff, I'll kind of go over it at the end of the video. So again, I'm not sure exactly what the camera's gonna catch or miss. This is probably a figurine. Yeah, this is the figurine. So I ended up buying this, not realizing I already had it on my shelf for the room, but this is the, I'll open it. This is the T-System Cirno figure, and it was $10, so I didn't really care because at that price, and I'll gift it to someone. I have just the person in mind for that, so if you're watching this video, you very well know who you are. And when you come out here, you will be getting this. But so this one, it was normally these are quite a bit more expensive, but this one was open box and the wings were snapped off, so it was much cheaper. Let's set this down again. I'm going to go over all that stuff at the end. Okay, next Cirno item, we've got another hand-drawn set of stuff here. It looks like on the back we've got a nice little hand-drawn line art as a thank you. I'll probably, I know it shouldn't, not something really to frame, but I'll frame and put that up on the wall too. So here we've got this beautiful artwork, and on the back there, a little something to come with it as a thank you. Next up, it's another Cirno. So this one, I'm trying to remember what the maker for it was, but this is one that I don't have, so naturally I have to have it. Get this label off so we can get a better look at it there. So I think I don't have enough shelf space. I got 3 shelves to put up on the bed. I'm probably going to have to get another 3 eventually by the time I'm done with all this. Next we have the, I believe this is the summer version, you know, the sunburn version of one of the figures I already have. But since I don't have it, I'll open this all the way. I'm throwing all this bubble wrap out anyway. I have so much bubble wrap. Oh no, this is the Griffin Enterprises one. This is another one, like, I buy this stuff on Yahoo Japan because it's significantly cheaper than getting it on eBay or anywhere else where they're charging 100, 120, 150 for it. So this is the Griffin Enterprises Cirno figure. That's going to go into that, that bunch. Next up, it's more Cirno. We've got another cute small set of art. I forgot what these art boards were called. I know there's a Japanese term for them, but here we've got on back, we've got the artist's signature for it, and looks like they gave us a card or a postcard or something with it as well. I'm going to open this up. Or is it sealed? It might be sealed. I'll come back to it. Next, we've got the sunburned Cirno towel or wall hanging dealio. This is another one. You can buy it on eBay or something like that if you want to. It's just much more expensive. So yeah, it's kind of like a, it's cute. This is gonna probably just go up on the wall in the room. Very soft. So there's a Cirno item there. We've got a lot more to go. We've got this little another one of these art boards. So these will use to fill in small gaps on the wall as I find them to be filled with things. I might frame some of these, or I'm not going to unwrap that. I'll unwrap that a little bit later, but there's that. I believe that's not like a hand-drawn piece or anything like that, but okay, and we've got probably more artwork. This actually, I think this is a poster, a Cirno poster. Oh, it's a couple pages of... Oh no, these were the... Okay, so these are... We're going to take a break from the Cirno items then. These were some folded posters, but there were some neat ones that went up that were arcade related, and... And I think like nobody was really bidding on these. These aren't... I don't remember if these are B2 size, but like this was this SNK Heroines, right? I think, yeah. Very good looking poster. It's like, besides the creasing and whatnot, it's I like the design on it. So, and I had like no competition on any of these. I don't know why nobody really seemed to want them. Some good looking posters. This one's Gunbaric, or whatever, however you pronounce it. If I can get it open. Yeah, this kind of harkens back to an older age of, like, animation. I don't think, you know, this kind of art style is definitely, it's a classic of my time. And then, which was the third one? Was it this one, or am I opening the same one again? No, that's the SNK Heroines one, so here's the third one. And this one is Samurai Spirits? No. Very good looking poster there, though. Yeah, it's Samurai Spirits. It's Nakururu. Hopefully that all gets in there. So I'm going to throw those aside. And then, let's see, a few more non-Cirno items, and then we'll get back into the Cirno items. More JBS IOs. I've shown these before, nothing special. Here we've got a Lindbergh DVD drive. I'm not going to unwrap this either, so I'm just going to put it on a shelf for a long time anyway. But this DVD drive unit can be used for like Lindbergh, Ring Edge, anything that you know you can do a CD update. Like you see the CD all the time, but this is the drive specifically that they use, and there's actually a specific cable that you can plug into the cabs to hook these up and use them to update. So I just picked up one of these. I don't have one. I don't think they're terribly uncommon. Again, I just didn't have one yet. Okay, we've got a super wrapped up. Okay, yes. Okay, this is a VHS. This came up in our Discord. We were talking about it, and everyone was like, oh, that's cool, someone should pick that up and preserve it or check it out or whatever. And I was like, okay, you know, I'll watch it, and if nobody bids on it, I'll take it. And as it turns out, as much as everybody thought it was cool, nobody bid on it. Like, I had no competition, and so I ended up getting it. And it's not like I absolutely needed to have it, but nobody else was taking it. So now we have it. This is a Dance Dance Revolution King of Dancers VHS. So, let me see here. King of Freestyle. So, there's the VHS. It's got that on it, and there's also this little piece of paper. I think it's just some information on it here from 2000. So I'm going to put that back in the bag, but at some point I'm going to hook up the VHS. I'm going to back this up digitally, and I'll share it with the rest of the internet. I don't know if this is dumped anywhere, but I think if others were freaking out about it, it's probably because it hasn't been. Either way, it's going to get preserved, uploaded, and shared for everybody. And I think it's going to start getting hard to get around the Cirno stuff anymore, so let's start getting back into that. So here we've got a traditional Japanese fan, Cirno'd up. I'm going to display this on the wall along with the other stuff. It's just a neat looking thing, a little thing to add to the aesthetic of the room that isn't just art or pillows or something like that. So I'll open this up and show you guys. Here it's sealed. I think that's just paper to hold it together. I'm going to leave that off because I'm just going to display it anyway. And make sure I'm opening it the right way. Get it to open it all. There we go. Other side open. So it's got a copyright 2009 on it. It's probably one of the older goods from one of the circles, or maybe from Comiket or one of the shows or something like that. But I thought it was a good looking fan, and it'll go nice on the wall. Next up, and these aren't for the room, these are actually for the car. Since my car, I'm also theming out Cirno. And it was probably couldn't get something like this cheaper. These were a little bit expensive, but I got all three because they're cute. We've got 3 Cirno decals to put in the window. Yeah. And another piece of art. So this one, I'll open it. I have to open it eventually anyway, but I was gonna say this one isn't really super well protected. I'm realizing this video is going to shape up a little bit long, taking the time to look at all this. So this is very small, but it's another hand-drawn piece of art. Oh, it is double wrapped, so I can handle it without worrying, but it's a hand-drawn there on black. It's very cute. And then we've got just this little hand-drawn sketch to go with it. It's really neat getting artwork from the Japanese artists, because they always, put in the extra mile and do really neat stuff like that. It's kind of exciting. So next up, we've got a couple more Cirno figures. Yes, we're going nuts on Cirno on this. I don't think I really mentioned it in the first half of the video. This is a very Cirno-themed box. I believe I got, by the way, everything that I ordered Cirno-related is on this this batch. So I don't know if this happened in transit, but it looks like one of the wings is broken off on this figure. So I'll drop it in the back room. I'll put some super glue on it and let it sit for a day to fix it. I forgot which series or what this figure was from, but it's one of the really cute ones, and it honestly, it may have already been broken, because I did get this much cheaper than what it would have cost. So this wing, I'm just going to have to glue it back on there in the back. But that's not a problem for me. Next up, another Cirno figure. This is a little one. And there she is, being extremely smug. Alright, and this one, so at first, I thought, oh, this is just like a folded up tapestry or something, but when they, so this package had to be custom squared as well. And they were asking me, well, what material, there's like, I forgot what they said it was, there's like something canvas, and I was like, what? I don't think so, but I went and looked at the auction, and sure enough, it didn't actually look like this was paper. So this is like a canvas wall hanging or something like that, which I didn't really expect. I thought this was just going to be a poster. I would frame it and put it on the wall. So, but it's not. This is actually like a canvas poster, so that means it should flatten out pretty good, but it was just a really cute art. I couldn't resist taking that. God, we're only on the second box of 4. All this stuff is taking us a while. And actually, hindsight 2020, should have been wearing all my Cirno gear while doing this video. I'll do that. I may actually do a video on the guest room, and I'll go all out and do that crazy shit then. But that'll be a couple months at least, because I still have to get a kotatsu for the room. I have to paint the room. Other stuff that I need to do for that. So this is a Cirno mug. I can always get more mugs, and I don't really care too much about like whether it's an original Circles item or whatnot or any of that stuff. But this was a neat looking one. It was cheap, and I think this was 15 bucks, which for me, it was cheap enough. I was like, all right, I'll pick up, a neat mug. God, this is the way they wrap this. Maybe I'm just dumb with wrap right now. So we've got a Cirno there, and there she is doing her Team 9 pose. Put her down back in the box. Next, this is what I was thinking, is I have the other version of this, the non-sunburned one, so I have this one now. Those are the second price ones, are pretty cheap. Okay, and I think we're out of Cirno items for this box. Next up, this is and I'm not going to open this either because we've seen these. This is just another relay board for 2DX, for the PCB, that's the relay and the wiring. And we're down to, there's a big box in this box. I'm going to open it up. It doesn't have anything written on it, so I can't tell what it is until I get in. Also, to be fair, I didn't really look up the list of what was coming in this box, or these boxes in advance, so, ow! I just stabbed myself. A little bit of a surprise to me. Oh, it's a PCB. So this is a weird one. I have no idea what it is, but it has the right motherboard, so I bought it. Let's see, and it doesn't seem to have a game code or anything on it, but it's just an unusual motherboard. That's all. specifically, again, the same donor for Beat Stream and Nostalgia. So if I have other PCBs that have a different motherboard, I can, you know, swap them out and full use out of everything. All right, let's get through these last few boxes as quickly as we can. Then. Let's cut this open. There was a large number of items in this, I guess. It's 3 boxes, but it's a large number of items in comparison to some of the previous where I was getting PCBs, and, you know, the PCBs are very big, and that's what kind of fills up the space. I think this is Gunslinger Stratos guns. No. 2DX speakers. Yeah. 2DX speakers? 2DX speakers. They were cheap. But also, not anything special that you haven't seen before. So this is big and heavy and what? Oh, 2DX or Groove Coaster boosters. So there's actually not really that much in this box. I'm not even gonna like go through it all. There's 2 Groove Coaster boosters. That's a spare part for me. There's 2 2DX speakers, which I'm just gonna leave back in there. And there's another Nostalgia PCB. That's all. That's all that's in there. Nothing really to see, so we'll just skip right over that to our last box. Okay. So there's probably something large and flat in here, which is why this box is the way it is. I don't know, I don't remember, but it's closed. Okay. Oh look, it's PCBs. Oh boy, it's another Nostalgia. You can go over there. Yep, there's something big and flat in the bottom. I'm trying to remember what it is, because this is not the Museca pump, which I did get, but Gunslinger Stratos guns. Oh boy, how many of those have we gotten now? And then this, and this is I think the last. Yeah, this is it. So whatever this is it, and it is an art set of something. Oh, it says. It is, oh, yeah. You know what? I'm not even going to open this either. This is actually just another Himmel standee. We've opened one before, except this one ended, I think, for like 8,000 yen or something much cheaper, so I don't need to, but it's something that I can stock to, and someday I'll probably use it as a prize or something like that. You know, it's nice to do stuff like that. So anyway, that's it for the box. I'm gonna grab this here and let's come down. Jesus, 30 minutes already. And let's look over these Cirno items again real quick. So here we've got. I'll lay it all out on this poster. This wall, whatever here. Got this poster. It's really cute. We've got this fabric wall hanging. Like it's too small to be used as a blanket. It's too thin to use as a like towel or something. But it's good. That'll go on the wall. Here we've got the fan. We've got the separate pieces of art here. Get the little figures here. You couldn't see this very well earlier, but I might just open it. There we go. If it'll actually come out. Yeah, that's a print. And got this little sketch there. And the Cirno mug. The T-Systems figure there. And then this one, that's right, I was going to try and open this. Here, let me set this down real quick while I actually figure out how to open it. I want to say they just sealed it. Oh no, I didn't see it before. There's actually an extra. There we go. Okay, so this was the last one that I said I'd come back to. There's a cute little hand-drawn advert for them, and then the artwork itself. Lay those out. So I'll find a nice way to safely, securely mount and display those. We've got some figurines here. Got some more figurines here. Got this other hand-drawn one here. And this one. This one just it's a really cute, unique art style that I really like, so. And this girl with the poor broken wing. Where'd her wing go? There we go. So yeah, that's it for the great Cirno-ing out of this box, and I'll be back. Well, I mean, I think at this point I'm going to be back in several weeks or a month or two, even if I get my next package within a month, because I have so many videos to go up. But that'll do it for this one. I hope you enjoyed it. I know it's a little bit longer than normal, but there's a lot of items, so we got through it all. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time we come up with whatever we come up with.